Good morning. Welcome to Reading the Science of Mind in 1 Year. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at the Center for Spiritual Living Common Ground in Central Maryland. Today is June 17th. And so we're going to get started listening to the reading, and then we'll share whatever perspectives come alive in us that we choose to share. I invite you to use the chat to share whatever comes alive in you. And let's get started. Good morning, Gail. Good to see you. All right, here we go.
Reading for June 17th, Science of Mind, A Philosophy, a Faith, a Way of Life by Ernest Holmes. Reading from page 226, paragraph 3, through page 227, paragraph 3, using inclusive language.
Why people become fatigued. Let a person say to themselves, I am overworked, and at once there will come up through their consciousness a belief in weariness. People who are constantly complaining of being tired are hypnotized into this belief through the law of race suggestion. An instance of this is the belief that one more than 40 years of age is easily fatigued, cannot engage in strenuous exercise of any kind, and must work fewer hours each week. This race suggestion has hypnotized the entire world. Only a few people past 40 dares to undertake new endeavors and engage in activities with the same enthusiasm they did at 25. At what we term middle age, all too many complain of habitual fatigue. Usually this is attributed to overexertion or general dissipation of the reserves, but frequently, when analyzed, the mental cause will be discovered as a deep-seated resistance to conditions which the patient has found themselves unable to change. Suppose someone had been bound by mental confusion. The desires had torn them and conflicts had entered their life. What would have occurred? They would have been continually dropping opposing thoughts into their mentality, and as the mental action, the friction, took place, it might produce a very tired body, and if over chaotic, it might produce what is known as nervous prostration. It would not, however, be the body that was sick, but a condition brought about through wrong thought. Now, if subjective thought were a thing apart from us, if we did not have conscious access to it, we could not change it. But being the result of the way thought has worked, we can consciously change it. If this were not true, mental healing would be impossible. We can free ourselves from a feeling of approaching fatigue by knowing that we have within us, always immediately available, an infinite strength. As we allow the thought of this to enter our inner consciousness, we feel strong, vital, and equal to any emergency. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the living God? This power within you is the same that holds the planets in space. The power back of your word is perfect law and is fulfilled and returned to you as your perfect strength.
Good morning, Jenna. Glad to see you joined us. Um, it's interesting this reading, and it's interesting just to observe what comes up in my thoughts, um, because there's a natural aging process. But now at 66, being back in the gym, um, am I bound by that aging process? Right? If I think I am, then I am. Um, are there, is the aging process real in the physical realm? Of course it is. Of course it is. but I don't think it's as limiting as we tend to make it. Who was it? Stretching back in my brain and my memory, was it Jack LaLanne that was the physical, the um, physical fitness expert that was really old and still really working out hard. And so there's evidence that supports um, that we are our own limitation. I know when I am doing things that feed me, that I absolutely love doing, I don't get tired. Um, I'm like, the gambling addict in Las Vegas that has lost track of time and is seemingly inexhaustible. Um, and I'm not suggesting that we delve into the negative side and become addicted to life. I'm simply pointing out that there's evidence to support what Holmes is saying here. That when we're in our perfect right place, doing the perfect right thing with the perfect right mental attitude, we don't get exhausted, right? Um, it doesn't mean it's an easy place to get to because there's so much mental conditioning to get past. Living in this physical realm, we are saturated with all of the expectations of how we're supposed to age that are not fun, right? Um, Social constructs at one point had us out to pasture at 40. Now, you know, as the human being has greater longevity, we seem to move the mile marker, right? Which again is evidence that that this is a mental construct. And at the same time, I don't want to negate that there is a physical body involved. And depending on what's happening in that physical body, people may experience fatigue that is 100% physical. Uh, And, I love that Holmes doesn't talk in absolutes. He uses the terms like, most times or often. Um, and I really appreciate that about him, that, even as he was writing, he was staying open. That, there are multiple things going on here. Ultimately, we get to explore our thoughts, we get to explore our physical body, we get to explore what's happening, and then take responsibility for our experience and move forward from there. I am claiming that perfect strength. I am claiming, my mental commitment to being an improved physical self because I have that power to do that. And interestingly enough, the more I work out, the more energy I have. So, the I'm too tired to work out doesn't fly, at least not for me. Yeah, so I'm really appreciating this reading. And I appreciate that you know, when we're reading about these physical conditions and the mental constructs that connect with them, it challenges my thinking, it challenges my conditioning. And I actually enjoy that because it helps me clear away uh, thoughts that were never true in the first place, but they came in that category of, well, this is just how it is in the human realm of thinking. Um, and the more I'm willing to explore all of those, so this is just how it is, Rafe, I find that's not just how it is. that there really is something else if I'm willing to explore. So that's what's alive in me to share. Um, if either of you have anything you want to add to the mix, I would love to see that in the chat. Otherwise, I'm gonna. So Tuesdays tend to be a stressful day for me. I very recently decided to ask myself, what can I do to change my thinking, actions to be a to to be in a better mental condition? This was a perfect reading for today. Awesome. So I would recommend that no matter what Tuesdays have been, to forget that it's even Tuesday and to, you know, every day wake up and declare that this is a brand new day. This is creation living itself anew for the very first time. I am in my perfect right body. My body is in the perfect right place. I am in perfect alignment with spirit expressing as me and everything that happens during this day. To, to claim it before you even step into it. Set the stage for what you want, for what you want to experience. And all of what I just said is absolutely true for every day we experience. This is I am in my perfect right body. This is the body spirit chose. This is the perfect right day for me to be living because here I am. And I can choose to live in perfect alignment with the truth of my being. And then go see how it plays out. Thank you for that. For years, when people ask me my age, I typically answered 848. I have no idea what that means. If you could add some context, that would be lovely. Um, Wait just a minute to see if there's any more information coming about being 848. Okay, so we're going to move into our meditation and just allow yourself to see what comes up around this whole exhaustion thing. All right, here we go. So, breathing into this moment, I am so grateful, so filled with love and excitement to recognize, to recognize, to know again the truth that there is only one power everywhere present, one substance that is the substance out of which everything is made. Everything, everyone, every place, every activity, every seen and unseen, every known and unknown is this one power, is this one presence, this one substance expressing itself in the multiplicity of expression, its only desire to express. And so, in the infinite imagination of its beingness, it desires to experience itself as and expresses as exactly that. So I know that I am an expression of it, that I am the substance of this one power, this one presence, this one substance. I am it choosing to express itself as this life of Rafe. And what is true of me is true of all creation. Every living thing. And even those things that appear to not be living are, in fact, this one life expressing in form, alive at its point of expression. So I know that the infinite energy, the infinite wisdom, the infinite possibility, the desire to express has residence in every expression of it, because it is the substance of this one beingness. Its substance is my substance, is the substance of all creation. I am one with all because we are all made of the same substance. Inexhaustible. So I claim and affirm the energy that I am. I claim and affirm perfect alignment with the substance of my being. And I allow the excitement of life to move through me in the perfect right way to energize my beingness, to uplift my physicality, to order my day perfectly, free of any stress, free of anxiety, free of chaos, and in its place, the harmonious operation of one. That regardless of what happens in this physical realm, I show up as the divinity that I am. I show up as a loving presence that requires no additional energy to simply be. That all thought that would resist the truth of my being, all thought that would resist and complicate the harmonious operation of one, evaporates from my thinking. And I am free to be fully present, fully aware, fully engaged, fully energized simply by showing up in being me. I feel the freedom wash over me and through me. And I know that when I speak for myself, I speak for all of life. The harmonious operation of one, not only available to all, but the absolute true nature of all. So I claim it, affirm it, call it into manifestation in this physical realm, that everything unlike it move, must move for the truth, the space of love to be. And I am grateful. I'm grateful for that agency within me that can look at a mountain and tell it to move, and it will move. That has the agency and the authority to speak that chaos is no more, and it is no more. That unqualified agency that is the birthright of my being by order of the substance of my being. The activity of law that operates the same for each and every one is already heard, seen, tasted, touched, received. The desire to express and simply says yes, regardless of what it is that each wants to express. This activity of law just says yes, because it is saying yes to itself, and it says yes in grace, free of any guilt, shame, or blame. It just says yes. So I am intentional, purposeful, conscious of what I desire. I get out of the way, knowing that the law of creation has already said yes. It is now my good pleasure to get out of the way. Simply receive what has been done on my behalf, in, through, and as me. And so I let go. I inform, say yes to receiving all that has been activated and made manifest on my behalf. Yes. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.